going to go ahead and just use our own body weight today, which is kind of like a nice switch up to do too. So let's go ahead and do our usual kind of little warm up and take a nice inhale up. Exhale, reaching forward and let yourself drop down. You can bend both knees and straighten them and just kind of do a little intake on how you're feeling this morning. And then lean to one side and the other here, bending one knee. I have my feet turned out. And let's do 4 more. 3, 2, 1. And then pull those abdominals on and reach up and do some shoulder rolls here. Taking some nice deep breaths here. And 4 more. And 3, 2, and 1. And then arms out to the side, just kind of like a side to side little waist stretch for 4 more. 3, 2, 1. Good. And then let's go ahead and cross one ankle over the knee here and just kind of sit back just to open up the hips. If you can, reach the arms back, interlacing them to get a little stretch. Deep breath here. And then switch to the other side. I heard here in Southern California it's going to be getting very warm. Up to like 90, I heard, later in the week. So we have a big switch coming up. Okay, and then keep doing this, just some little crosses back and forth with your arms. Deep breaths here for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. All right, so I want to show you our kind of little heat gathering part of it that we're going to do today. I might alternate between 2 different things, but at first, what you can do is you start in a plank and you can walk your feet up and just kind of end up in a squat. And then hands back down and walk your feet back out, okay? So I might do a couple to start like that, but then if you can do a little jump and get yourself into like that squat, and you can either jump back or walk back here, okay? So whichever version you're gonna take, if you haven't done anything this morning, at least maybe a couple of the walk-ups to warm up. So you're gonna come forward, get into that squat with the arms out, and then come right back down and walk it out. And again, walking in, arms up, pulling deep through your powerhouse, which is your center, your abdominals, and then walk it back. And again, alternating legs if you remember which one comes forward first, and then which one goes back. And I'm going to do one more walking, and then I'm going to try a couple jumping and just see how it feels for today. Okay, keep going with whatever version you want. I'm going to walk back. Get you into your upper body and lower body at the same time, which is really nice. Let's do about 3 more here. And 2. And last one. Good. And coming up. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and come to the mats. We'll do a little bit for the legs and the abdominals to start. So go ahead, lie down on your back. If you can't hear me well or see me well ever, if you make a comment and I can catch it, I'll go ahead and check. Okay, so bend that right knee into the chest. Give it a little pull in for a little squeeze here. Then you're gonna extend that right leg straight up to the ceiling. Arms pressed down so that you're activating your arms and your triceps. And then you're gonna cross the leg over the left, back around and up for a nice circle. Now, actually for a moment, just take your hands to your hips. Now, make sure they're not like flying all over the place, that they're staying nice and steady as you circle around. And if you feel like you need your hands there, you can keep them, otherwise straighten them out. Let's do one more in this direction. And then reverse it, opposite way, take it around. Pulling those abdominals on to help you with that work of the legs swinging around. And 3 more. And 2. And last 1. Good. Bend that knee into the chest. Give it a nice squeeze. Nice breath here. And then switch. Left knee comes in. Right goes straight out. Give it a little nice squeeze in here. And then you'll extend that left leg straight up. Arms press down or take them to your hips if you need to feel kind of that movement that might happen. We're going to cross over the leg first, around and up. And again, over the right leg, around and up. And again, make sure the neck's not taking a lot of tension. And 1 more circle. Good. And then reverse. Take it around and up. And again, around and up. And take it around. And we've got 2 more. And last 1. Good. Hug it in. Bring that right in too. Give yourself a little rock side to side. And let's do a couple of roll-ups. So you've got your legs straight out and flexed. Take a nice stretch where you're reaching those arms long, reaching those legs long. Then bring those arms up. And remember, you can stay bent and use your arms to help you lift up. And then straighten once you get up and reach over your legs. And again, rolling down. Arms go overhead. And again, reaching up and over. We're going to do 1 more like this, and then you can either continue with this or move on. 1 more exhale, pull it. Now, once you come up, it's like I punched you in the stomach, you're drawing it in, so it's a deep connection through the center as you lean over. And then lower down. You can either continue with that or interlace the hands behind your head for a neck pull here, where you go ahead and reach up with your upper body, your head comes up, then you roll all the way up, you roll toward your feet, then you lift up nice and tall, so you're lengthening that spine, and then it's like in one piece your body pitches back just a bit, and then you round to go the rest of the way down. And again, exhaling up, reach over towards your toes, lifting up nice and tall, pitch your body back, and then round your spine and lower down. And 2 more, lifting up, reach over towards your toes, lift up, pitch back, round the spine and lower. And last one here, reaching up and lower, nice and tall, pitch back, unwind, down. Good. And then you're just going to roll up 1 more time. And you're going to take your feet about hip distance apart. I shouldn't say hip distance, a little wider than hip distance. So about the length of the machine here would be at least as wide as I want to go. Okay. And then arms are out to the sides. And you're lifting nice and tall. And actually, I'm going to do this one first, where you go forward. Okay, so your arms are forward. Now you pull those abdominals on and you round your spine forward. And then pull those abdominals on to unwind that spine. It's like you're unraveling a string of pearls, that's your spine, and it ends up nice and lengthened here. And again, exhale, pull those abdominals on and round forward. And then pulling them in to reach back up. Okay, 2 more, but we're going to take our feet together. So legs are straight and out. And rounding forward. Same move. You just make it a little more stretch. And 1 more here. Pulling on and round forward. And back up. Good. Okay, let's go into our second set here of whichever version you want. So you can either just from here, jump it in and reach up and walk or jump back, or just walk it in and reach up. Okay, let's go ahead and go for it here. Pulling those abdominals on, maybe playing around with different versions, being respectful of how your body feels. You don't want to be sloppy with it, right? You want to take your time to feel like you've got good placement of your hands. You've got your abdominals on as you press back. abdominals on to lift, and arms lift up. So a lot of times when I see people doing stuff super fast, it gets really messy, and that can lead to a lot of injuries. 2 more. Good, and coming up. Nice, okay, so let's go ahead and do some sideline. We're gonna do sideline in 2 different ways. So first, you're gonna come down on your side. So first you line yourself up in one line, then you lift the legs up and bring them forward a little bit, okay? So that they are just slightly in front. And then I want you today to start with your hand on your hip. And what tends to happen is the hip, so I'm on my right side, maybe start on your right side so the cues make sense. And then this left hip wants to creep up towards your ribs. I want you to kind of lengthen it out, because if you lengthen it out, it'll lift the bottom ribs or the bottom waist, let's say, a little bit, and that's what you want. Now we're gonna go ahead and lift the leg up, but a lot of times I'll just let myself do full range of motion, but when I did that, this hip just curled right up. So we're gonna work on the detail of it and just lift up as high as you can. This is where my hip wants to move, so I'm just gonna go that high today, okay? Just kind of varying the work and how detailed you can be with it, or how just you can work your full range of motion. Okay, so we're just going up and down here and lifting. Keep pressing, I'm really pressing on that hip to keep it grounded, and lift. And 4 more, and 3, and 2, and 1. Good. Now you're gonna cross that left leg over, and you're gonna hold on to the ankle. You're gonna lift and lower the right leg. Well, actually just lift that right leg, the bottom leg, and then you're gonna create a box with it. So you go up, out, down, back to center, and up. Okay, so just creating that box, pulling that powerhouse, those abdominals on, and just trying to get some work through the inner thigh. Keep doing those boxes for 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Good, and then reverse that box. If it's not a perfect box, don't worry. You're just getting that movement and thinking of working through the inner thigh to get that lift. This is where if you had like one of those little ankle weights, could be helpful to get in a little more. And 4, and 3, 2, and 1. Good. Now you're gonna stack your feet on top of each other, and then they're still slightly forward in front of you. Your left hand comes down. Then I want you lifting both legs and lowering. So you lift and lower, pulling those abdominals on to help you get that lift, and lift, and lift, and lift. It's kind of like that side waist, but your lower body, all your glutes and stuff are engaged here. For 4 more, 3, 2, 1. Now keep it up, keep those legs up. Don't let them drop. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Now keep them, and you're gonna scissor kick, like one leg goes forward, one goes back. So they're both lifted, and switch, 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 switch. Good. Picking up the pace here. And keep going. 10 more. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Lower all the way down, and then take that left arm over just to get a little stretch through the side. And then you're gonna roll onto your stomach here. We'll take a slight pause in the middle, and then you're going to interlace the hands behind your back and take them up high. Let the head come down. You're going to flex your feet and kick your feet towards your heels for 3, 2, 1. Now straighten the legs, engage the glutes, engage the butt here. Pull those arms long, use those abdominals to lift the upper body up. And then lower back down for 3, kick. 2, 1. Extend those legs, pull the abdominals on, glutes are engaged, and reach out. Good. You can also just turn the head to the side for 3, 2, 1, and reaching up. And 1 more for 3, 2, 1, and reaching up. Good. And then let's come up and go to the other side. All right, so we're gonna start with legs are straight, and then you just angle them forward. Hand is on the hip. Lengthen that hip out. And then you're gonna lift and lower just as high as you can without that hip wiggling up towards your ribs here. Just get a nice solid lift. Work from the side of the leg, the abductors here, and lift, and lift, and lift, and lift. Good. And let's do 5 more. And 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. And then we're going to go ahead and cross that leg. Hold on to the ankle. Did I forget anything there? Let's see. No. Okay. You're going to lift and create those boxes with the left leg, the bottom leg here. Okay, so you're going up, out, down, and out, around. Good. Just create a nice box. Use that inner thigh to take you around. And again. Keep pulling those abdominals on. And lift. Good. And lift. And lift. 4 more in this direction. And 3, 2, and 1. Good. And reverse it. And 2, 3. So all these things just take a little more change the way you move your body, right? So it takes a little bit of adjustments in balance and coordination. So it's good to mix it up, right? There's some kind of ones that I do quite often, but I like to give it a little bit of variety so you see what feels good and what's difficult in your body. Good. And release there. Both legs stack on top of each other. Keep that top hip long. Right hand comes down in front of you. Lifting the legs and lowering. Pull on those abdominals. And lift. And lift. And lift. Reaching up. Good, you guys. Keep going. You're going to find certain days you like the things we do and other days that they're not your favorite. Same here. 4 more. 3, 2. Keep it up. Keep the legs up. And then you switch. One leg goes forward, one back, like a little kind of scissor kick. And switch. And switch. And switch. Breathing here. 10 more. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Very nice. Lower down, take that nice stride stretch where you reach both arms overhead, right hip reaches the other way. Deep breath here. And then just for a moment, you can come into child's pose here, stretching out your back and your sides and your arms. Take a nice breath or two. Okay, good. And coming up. And then let's go into our next set here of coming down into, kind of like to start in a plank for a moment here. You can walk or jump your feet forward, okay? And here we go. Remember, switch it up. Sometimes you might want to walk it. Sometimes you might want to jump it. Just keep the body moving. And I keep coming back when I'm walking with the same foot, so try to switch it up if you're doing that. All right, let's count off 5 more here. And 4. 3. You might be doing more if you're going faster, it's fine. 2. Last 1. Good. Coming up. All right, now let's go ahead and come down onto the mat. And you're going to do a little bit of the tricep dips here. So we'll just do them on the ground. I want kind of a simple non-equipment workout here. So you're going to turn your hands back towards your body. And kind of just take a minute to look back and make sure your hands look like they're pretty even. And then you're gonna lift up. Just take a minute actually to just get this lift where you're trying to get your hips up to about your knee level. And just take a stretch through the shoulders here. And then come down. All right, so we're gonna do the lift up, bend the elbows, and straighten. You can play around with how your legs are, how far out they are, how close in they are. Does one feel better? It's definitely a lot on the shoulders, so just make sure that feels okay for 10 more. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good, lowering down. All right, and then let's go ahead and do a little more abdominals here. I feel like we could do a little more of that. I guess I'll stay down here. I think you can see me better up here though, actually. Okay, so let's work on teaser here. So we're gonna come up with the arms, legs in tabletop, and then exhale, reaching up, and then come up all the way if you can. Let's start with your legs bent. And then just arms lift and lower for 4, 3, 2, 1, lower down. Okay, taking it a little bit further, you can straighten your legs. You can keep them bent if that felt appropriate for today. Straighten those arms and legs. Lift the arms up and down as you're here. 2, 3, 4. Now out to the side with the arms. Staying lifted through that chest for 4, 3, 2, 1. Now arms come back up to the ceiling. Lower your upper body and your lower body almost to the ground, not quite, and then come back up in that teaser. So maybe you're just gonna go like down to here, or maybe you're gonna go a little lower, and then reach it back up. And again, and lower down, and lift. 2 more, lower, and lift. Last one, lower, and lift. And then hug your knees into your chest. Rock side to side for a moment. And then let's go ahead and do hundreds here. I think it's always a good one to do. I think I'm actually going to do the upper body a little different with hundreds. So start in tabletop. You're going to interlace your hands behind your head. So I guess it's not really 100. Okay. Exhale, upper body up. Extend the legs. So the legs are kind of in that 100 position. And we're just going to pulse here instead with the upper body. Lifting, lifting, lifting. So I'm not pulling through my head. I'm pulling through my abdominals to get that lift for 10, 9. So 2 pulses for each count. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Good, rock side to side, and then we're gonna go ahead, come up the same way with the upper body, and then the legs are gonna lower and lift here. So interlace the hands behind the head, and then let's exhale, upper body up, legs out, slight turn out, heels together, lower the legs, and lift. Doesn't matter how low you go, you can even have a bend like this if you need to, and lift. So you're pulling those abdominals on, deep, 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 press them towards the mat, and press even harder as you lift up. And again, and press down, 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 and lift up. 2 more, press down, down, and lift. And last one, and lift. Good. Bend the knees into the chest, arms out to the side. Let's let the legs go over to one direction. And you can let your head go whichever direction feels good for you. Deep breath here. Good. Pull those abdominals on to bring the legs back to center. Switch to the other side. And turning the head at least up maybe towards the ceiling. Unless you need it over towards where the legs are, that's fine too. Good. Legs back to center. And let's go ahead and just roll up. We're going to do a couple rolls, one plank, a stretch, and we're done. Okay? So I'm just holding on to the outsides of the legs, rolling up and down. Most of you, I think, have been coming. You know that you're trying not to let your feet touch down. Roll through the spine and up. And again, roll and up. Let's do 2 more. And last one. Roll up, stay up, and then we're gonna roll over and do a plank here. So actually, you can start in a plank. So start here. So shoulder blades dropping down, chest reaching forward, abdominals on. Now, you're gonna go ahead and walk those feet in a little bit with a little bend in the knees. And we've done these before, where you walk the hand and the foot out, and back, and then switch. Okay, so if you had room, you could kind of just keep walking to one side and then the other. Okay, so let's do 10, and 9, 8, and 7. My knees were getting too high, so keep them low if you can. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stay up, go back into plank, and then go down to the forearms. And then walk back up and down to the forearms. Change which hand is starting, walking up and down. Keep alternating which hand starts the lift so that both arms stay strong, and lift. One side's definitely harder for me than the other. Good, now hold it up, hold it here, pulsing forward and back, forward and back. Forward and back for 5 more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Lower down and go into child's pose. Time flew by. I had even more on my plan today. Good. Coming up. And let's do like a mermaid stretch where I've got the left leg bent and forward, the right knee or right foot is behind. And just take a stretch up and over. And switch the direction of the arms. And then switch the legs, turning the opposite way. Reaching up and over. And switch to the other side. And then legs wide, over to one side. Thank you so much, guys, for joining. Even though I don't get to see you, it's just nice having other people that I know are on. Switch sides. Gives us all a little more motivation to really kind of do something good for ourselves, for our body, and really for our mind, right? It's so connected. The things that you do for your body impact the way you feel in your mind and how you really show up for your day. Kind of change the narrative of what you're saying. And it sounds kind of silly to some people, but it really is so powerful. And so that's what I hope I help contribute to your day with, is doing something good and positive. Thank you.